Before we begin, let us take a moment to bring our hands together in veneration. Our teacher, our master, he is the Father, he is the fountain of loving kindness and compassion. He who showed us a path to free ourselves from all the sufferings, the shackles of sufferings from this samsaric journey. He is the wisdom. He is the perfect one who walks on this earth. He showed us a way to free ourselves from this samsaric cycle. Reminding ourselves the nobleness of our teacher, let's bring our palms together in veneration, the Supreme Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Hope you all are doing well. I'll have to see your faces. If you can come out from your black boxes, you're most welcome. So, ladies and gentlemen, now, as I don't know whether you know, today, so we are now in Italy. I don't know whether when we came here, I think we left UK last Thursday. Yes. So as usual, I think last time also it happened when we traveled from the UK to Italy. We lost the flight. We missed the flight. So we had to rebook the flight again. The Italy was fully packed with programs. So I don't know. We went there to the airport like just 1 hour, 10 minutes ago, before the departure, because it's a domestic flight. I mean, it's within Europe, as we consider as Australia as one continent, and we consider this Europe as one country, as Australia. So I'm sorry for that. If you think that you are a separate country, for me it looks like the same as big as Australia, the UK, Italy, and all this continent. So we went there and we were waiting. Actually, there was a problem with Bakul Hamdro's details, so we had to enter them again. For that, we have to be in a queue. Okay, that took some time, and then it's fine. So they checked the bags in, and after that, ladies and gentlemen, this is I don't know whether you have been there. It's Stansted Airport in London. So I just want to tell you a story. That's why. So, ladies and gentlemen, in the security check-in, security clearance, so we have to. There was a long queue, but within 10 minutes we went in. So this is after 1 hour, like 55 minutes to the departure time. So 55 minutes, and then we were in the queue, and then for 10 minutes. Okay, now 45 minutes. We came through the security clearance, but Bakul Hamdro's luggage trapped in, that sometimes the security clearance, they take this bag to check furthermore. So what happened then? I said, okay, Bakul Hamdro, you stay there. I will run to the gate. If I get into the flight, you come next flight. I'll go, right? So that was our plan. And we went there. So ladies and gentlemen, I was now going through the airport. From the security clearance to the gate, it took 20 minutes to walk, actually run. You know why? You know why? So many shops selling fragrance and then clothes and then something and then something and then something, and then there's a huge food court, and I don't know where I went. I just ran from that passage, but it took 20 minutes. Not to the gate, ladies and gentlemen, but to the middle part, that the people, where the people sell things. So then, when I was, it's fine. I no complain about, because this is our problem that we missed the flight. Anyway, so we didn't have to pay that much. This is Ryanair, something like airline, and they were happily took our bag out from the luggage, checked luggage, and we found those bags in the another carousel that was there in the very far corner. And somehow we managed to rebook a flight, and we came here like for the right on time for the program that was published. But the interesting thing, ladies and gentlemen, I was going through that, I was thinking, like, this is something that when I go through, I have seen that so many people are selling fragrance, the scents, different um, very expensive. I have seen that some expensive fragrance. But like, I remember those days when we were like lay as someone, like, I don't know whether you are like now, like me those days, because now you are listening to the Dhamma and you know what to do, and you know that fragrance, the odor is not there in the scent, right? That chemical. But those days, like, I remember when we go there, like not Stansted but other airports or some places, like we love to see the fragrance and check this, and okay, this is beautiful, this is nice, and this is so nice, so we buy them. It reminds me bad old days, not good old days, but bad old days, that we were very dumb and we were thinking that this experience is coming from this scent, and we were just keep buying those stuff and accumulating them in our wardrobes without even using them. We had lot. So that was our life, c'est la vie. Anyway, so because of the ignorance that was in our mind. So when I was contemplating that if these people, somehow, if somebody explains to them, if somebody can explain to them that this, what you experience, is not there in that scent, in that liquid, they wouldn't do this much of business. Like, we won't have this much of variations. Ladies and gentlemen, this variation happens because of the continuous quest, continuous um, void that we feel to experience a difference. That's why you can see so many variations of scent. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, even though you felt that there's a difference, that feeling that you experience right now, you experience because of the ignorance that happens right now. Shall I get it clear? At this moment, you and me, even myself, right? We feel this scent is not this scent, and this scent is not that scent. That feeling itself appears in your mind because of the ignorance that occur, that happens, that manifests in the present mind. So it's not something, the difference that you experience is actually there or here. Even in the mind, you don't have this difference. Because great Arihatun says, who have enlightened, who have get cleared out of this, came out of, who have cleared ignorance from their mind, they don't feel a difference between fragrance, A fragrance and B fragrance. I mean, true difference. They know that consciousness is there. Consciousness is there. That consciousness has different arrangement. Like, I can give an example that atoms have different arrangement. Sorry, electrons, protons, neutrons are the same thing. That if you can find it in all the atoms. But actually, these are not different atoms. These are just different arrangement of same energy. Different arrangement of same energy. So in the outside world, that means the energy formations that you can find it in the outside your body, actually they are not completely different product. They are just arrangement. These are just different levels of different formations, different arrangement of energy. That's it. Right? At the same time, because of the ignorance that exists right now in your mind, there's an ignorant experience. See, there's a ignorant experience. There's a false experience. There's a fallacy that happens in your mind, that occur in your mind, that manifests in your mind. That fallacy explains. That fallacy keep telling you, no. This experience is different to that experience. But ladies and gentlemen, there are no two types of experience. We will discuss about this today, right? So actually, if that is the case, so let's say you don't understand that, but let's say this is the ultimate ending. So when you become an Ariyatunase, I hope you will, and you are practicing and you are doing something for that, along with us. Can I see your faces? Yes. Are you happy with that? With that statement? Or you just come here and just listen and okay, good talk, and then after you turn off your laptop and you go and enjoy the same way that you were doing, and then come back here on Monday again, and then good luck to myself. Anyway, so I should be a good shepherd. I should be someone that I practice. Okay, I must make sure that that at least out of this 21 people, I should practice 20 boxes. I should practice. Anyway, so that was a hint for you. So that was a mock for you, right? Okay, then
We practice. We practice.
We practice. Okay, let's see. I can see Guru Handro's photo is on your. Still, it's there in your on your in your shelf. So that's really
Always
good
with me.
to see that.
Yeah.
Huh?
He's always with me. In
Exactly.
spirit.
That's good. That's good. I can see that. Anyway. So, ladies and gentlemen, think about this, ladies and gentlemen. These people experience a difference. Everybody experience a difference between so many. I mean, you can see so many variations of fragrance, so many variations of food, so many variations of colors, so many variations of what taste. I mean, there were so many shops, ladies and gentlemen, in this standard. It's a shopping mall. It's not airport. It's not an airport. It's a shopping mall. You can imagine it's like if you know the Westfields in Australia, Sydney, you know that the big cities you have big Westfield. So it's like exactly Westfield. So before the airport you have a Westfield. Before the gate you have a Westfield. I don't know whether they love to take this weight on these flights because of the so many things to buy. Even we have clothes, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know who buy clothes when you travel in the airport, but it's there. Anyway, so different clothes, different scents, different fragrance, different food, different, so many colors, so many variations. You can see, ladies and gentlemen, in this world that everybody is running after this difference. Everybody is trying to experience this difference out of something. Everybody wants to experience, everybody wants to feel and experience out of so many things that exist in this world, that they think that it exists. But ladies and gentlemen, this is why we have to understand that that when we understand the Buddha's teachings, when we understand, it's not, I don't feel, ladies and gentlemen, this is Buddha's teachings. So I don't want to like like I don't want to say that this is Buddha's teachings, because some people would think that, okay, so this is Buddha's teaching, so we should listen to Jesus' teachings. So right, so people are divided, right, in this world. But for me, this is like, ladies and gentlemen, this is not Buddha's teachings. This is the teaching that explains the truth. This is the teachings that explains the reality of this world. This is the teaching that explains everything about this world. If that is the case, ladies and gentlemen, we should be really happy. We should be really proud about us. We should be really enjoy this life with this Dhamma, because now you know the lunacy that we were trapped in, the lunacy that we were in, and now we are not lunatics. We were lunatics. We now at least, like, by the virtue that we are now trying to come out from our lunacy, we know that we have a problem. At least, I mean, congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. You are selected people. I like to see you, because you are like me, and we all are the same boat. So we want to come out from this trap. So we know that we are trapped. I mean, that's we need to celebrate that, ladies and gentlemen. I feel, at least when I travel, like when we drive, we can see so many people are going running here and there. Even not in Italy, it's not only Italy, it's not only the UK. Everywhere you can see this. So many airports are busy, and flights land, and flights are take off, and it's a hell out there without knowing that there's a problem with all these things. Ladies and gentlemen, you must feel that you are like an alien to this world. You are an extraordinary person, an extraordinary character. You are an alien. You are not belongs to this earth. This is what you have to feel out of this everybody. Because it's not because that you are coming to the Monday session, ladies and gentlemen. This is don't think that I'm praising you, that you will come again and every day on Mondays. No, this is not something like something like that, ladies and gentlemen. But I feel that everybody, you come here, you practice this, you listen to this, because you know that there's something wrong with us, there's something wrong with this world that we perceive, there's something wrong with our minds, so we have to come out from that. The other day we had a chance to visit Genoa. You know, Christopher Columbus, he started sailing, he found America, right, Columbus? So he found America. So before he found America, America wasn't there, isn't it? I, I, I was, when somebody told me, like, I was thinking that how these people think about these things, whether now, because of Buddha, it's not Buddha Dhamma, ladies, and we learn this, and we even write this, the exam papers about this general knowledge something. I remember those things, right? We wrote these exams as well. I don't know how these people interpret these things. They interpreted this, the Christopher Columbus found this America. Anyway, so I was questioning in the Geneva discussion. So is this Christopher Columbus who found America? So I went there. I went there, ladies and gentlemen. There was a temple, and the people were organized. They were organized like They organized like English sermon for Italians who doesn't speak English. Did you understand that? They organized a sermon, English sermon, for Italians who doesn't speak English. So who doesn't speak English? So I have to do English sermon, and they have to listen from it like Italian because they don't know English. So we had an interpreter. So we had a translator, and you know how many people were there earlier before that day. Our organizer said, Swaminathan sir, I feel only one person only responded for this, so I don't think that we should travel 3.5 hours from the place that we stayed. I said, no worries, if you can drive, right? If there's only one person, if that person is our translator, if that person can translate what I speak, so let's go there. So me, you, and translator. That's it. Let's go there, because if someone is coming, let's go there. Because I know, ladies and gentlemen, this is planned. If nobody is coming, okay, we can say okay, we shouldn't have to go there. But if one person is coming, we should go there, because Buddha went so many miles to explain Dhamma to one daughter in one occasion, right? Buddha went on foot, right? So many miles. I don't know how many miles, so many miles, just to, there were people, but he didn't say anything. He went there, he just spoke with that girl, and then he said, okay, bye, and he came out. Everybody was looking to see the Buddha, to hear from the Buddha, and Buddha didn't speak a word for them. Then what I felt is, Buddha knows, because of the knowledge, because of the wisdom, because of the ability that he has, he knows, okay, for these people, we shouldn't discuss Dhamma because it's pointless, they don't understand. But in our case, we don't know that whether you will understand or not, whether you will grasp it or not, whether you have merits or not. We just spread the message. Anyway, so since Buddha has like traveled so many miles, I thought, okay, no, let's go there. If somebody comes, if somebody appears, let's do the session. Ladies and gentlemen, when I went there were four people, right? Three of them are ladies and one male, and he's the translator, and the three of them are the ladies in the audience. So we had a session. We started around 6:30, and the room was not open, so we had to wait there. Anyway, so we started the session, and I spoke about Takapirina di Felicita. So that's the Takapirina means Panadol, the paracetamol happiness, and we explained something like the happiness that they try to find. So this is the best part, ladies and gentlemen. Towards the end of the session, they ask, can we have a teacher from your monastery? We need a teacher. Now we know that we didn't have a teacher for our life. Can we have a teacher from the monastery? I mean, bingo. This is it. This is what they need. I felt like that daughters. These are three daughters, and the translator, of course. So when before he translate, he came to me and he asked, he doesn't know anything about Buddhism. He asked me, are you going to speak about technical words, because I don't know about any technical words. Then I said, do you know how to translate Panadol? Then yes. Do you know how to translate headache? Then he said, yes. Okay, then let's go. So I explained the Hetum Paticca Sambhutam, cause and effect, to them with this example. So that triggered me, that actually inspired me, ladies and gentlemen, because even with the translator, if you are contemplating in the live audience, let's say I am the preacher, there's a translator, even though he translates, the people are listening to me, They are watching at me, they are looking at me while I'm explaining the thing. They might not understand anything, ladies and gentlemen, but they feel what I explain. This is what I sense. Because of the translator translates. So it happened. I mean, it's not that effective as that we speak with you like this, but that's also possible. I don't think it's possible with online, but with the for the group discussions, yes, it's possible. So this dhamma can penetrate to those minds who doesn't understand the language, but with the translation. This is really good. This is really good finding for my research, our research that we conduct as a monk, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, so this is just to share with you the merits that I did, because I want you to rejoice with the merits, because these are the people who will take this Dhamma throughout the Italy, because these Italians also need this Dhamma. They are also running here and there. Italy is famous for um, um, food. So many variations, ladies and gentlemen. So many variations. They have cornetto, that means croissant. The cornetto with chocolate, cornetto with what we had, whatever the cream, something, custard cream, that cream, this cream, whipped cream, strawberry, blackberry, blueberry. So many, right? Really, this might be good, huh? Isn't it? No, ladies and gentlemen, this is the fallacy. You can see so many variations, ladies and gentlemen, but you need to understand, you need to feel, you need to sense, you need to judge from your wiser mind that these variations are that you can see. Actually, that variation is not there. This is just an effect that you experience. It's an effect that you experience because the ignorance is right now is playing a game with your mind. Ladies and gentlemen, this is very subtle point I'm talking about. You just have to clearly understand this. Right at this moment, do you have ignorance or not? Right at this moment, do you have ignorance or not? So at this moment, we know, we should know, we don't know what is ignorance, huh? Let's say we don't know what is ignorance, right? At this moment, right at this moment, still we are embedded in ignorance. Ignorance is manifesting in our minding process right at this moment. Then, ladies and gentlemen, whatever that you experience should be defiled with the ignorance. Whatever that you experience, whatever that you sense, whatever that you feel should be defiled, should be coupled with ignorance. So remember, there are two processes: ignorance, attachment lead to jati. And the other process is the minding process that is very pure, that doesn't have any defilements. See, remember, I explained that water plus red color pigment. Red water does not mean it's red water, it's red color pigments with water molecules. You understand? Are you with me? Red water doesn't mean it's red water, right? You can't colorize water molecules, right? Do you understand that? Orange juice doesn't mean it's an orange juice, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever the chemical that exists in orange is there, but not chemicals plus water molecules. So orange juice is not orange juice. That's why they have hydrated orange juice. That's why they have powdered orange juice. How do they prepare powdered orange juice? The powdered orange juice is they dehydrate the orange juice and take out the chemical, add some preservative. So that's the way to keep the orange juice. Have you like experienced before, like powder orange juice? It's like milk powder. So milk powder doesn't mean the milk doesn't mean, ladies and gentlemen, it's milk, right? Milk means there are proteins, there are some other like components, nutritions. These are not bonded with molecules, water molecules. These are not one thing. Like milk is not milk, ladies and gentlemen. It's a mixture. It's a mixture. So I want you to contemplate, right? So likewise, at this moment, whatever that you experience, whatever that you feel, whatever that you sense is also an effect, ladies and gentlemen. It's like milk, it's like orange juice, it's like red water, because at this moment pure mind is also there, ignorant process is also there. When you become an enlightened one, when you become a perfect, when you become, not, you can't be perfect one because it's the Buddha. When you become an enlightened one, when you become someone who cleared out ignorance out of the mind, then you will experience what we explained right now. Then you will experience, ladies and gentlemen, actually there's no difference between cornetto with chocolate, croissant with chocolate. So now I'm in Italian mode, sorry about that. Croissant with chocolate or croissant with peanut butter. Actually, there are no, there's no clear cut difference between croissant with chocolate and croissant with peanut butter, because right at this moment, because of the ignorance, when you taste it, you know that this is croissant, and with chocolate, this is chocolate, peanut butter with croissant, right? I don't know whether I miss it. Peanut butter with croissant. But for enlightened one, ladies and gentlemen, he also knows that this is what, croissant with chocolate and croissant with peanut butter, but that this he feels is completely different to the way that you feel. He feels this is croissant, let's say, croissant with chocolate, this is croissant with chocolate, this is croissant with peanut butter, right? These are two different tastes. This is what you feel. But for the enlightened one, he knows this is an experience, this is also an experience. The details that you can find in the experience business, that means detail means the recognition process, the recognizing process. It's actually like a mirage. When you see water, there's no water. Even you see water in the mirage, you can see water, but you know there's no water. Likewise, you can see cornetto with chocolate, but you know there's no an entity called cornetto with chocolate, plus there's no completely different taste called cornetto with chocolate compared to the cornetto with peanut butter. Actually, ladies and gentlemen, when you come back to your senses, see, I don't know whether you understand this. Try to understand. When you come back to your senses, you are now not in senses, with senses. You are now dealing with outside world, because you feel there are beautiful, I don't know, first beautiful, you feel there are things, different entities exist in the world. There are special things, there are non-special things. Somehow there are things. But ladies and gentlemen, when you come to your senses, that you know this is a sense. It's not a cornetto. It's not a croissant. It's a sense. Remember this. It's not a croissant, ladies and gentlemen. It's a sense of a croissant. Right now, what you experience is not a croissant. It's an experience. Right now, what you sense is not a croissant. Right now, what you sense is not a thing called croissant, but it's a sense of a croissant. That sense is exactly like the flame, ladies and gentlemen. Is there a fixed flame in a candlelight? Fixed flame that continuously there, one flame? Is that flame is the same flame, or the flame is process? It's a flaming, it's flaming. So flame is not an entity, flame is always in production. Flame is always in production means flame is not an entity. Flame always change. Is that flame changes? Can you say flame changes? No, you can't say flame changes because there were no flame to change. But flame is a manifestation, flame is an experience because of the process of energy. Because of the reaction of energy, flame is an experience that you experience. Actually, that's an effect. So, effect, you can't say effect is a product, but effect is an effect. I don't know whether you can. Somehow I'm using so many English terms. I don't care whether they have different meanings, but I want you to understand what I mean. Effect is not a product, that means end product, something done, but effect is always being because of the process. Effect is always, it's being effect. So this is a water bottle. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the experience of water bottle. But that experience has, that experience, this is an experience of water bottle. This experience contains colors and tactile sensations and some, yes, like these two. You don't have tactile sensations, but you have colors, right? So this is the mind that you experience as water bottle. Are you come back to your senses, or are you with the object? Could you please come back to your senses, ladies and gentlemen? Could you please? So this is not a bottle, ladies and gentlemen. This is the experience right now. Not this, I mean this means whatever that you feel is the experience. That experience is an experience, ladies and gentlemen. That experience is an experience. There's a continuous propagation, continuous generation of experiences. But I don't like to say experiences. It's not different types of experience. It's not the same experience, but somehow experience is exactly like the candle flame. Candle flame is not the same candle flame, but you can't say it's a different candle flame. So you can't say it's not the same candle flame, neither different candle flame. So this is where you see the Nibbana, ladies and gentlemen. This is where you see the reality of this world. Whatever that you have felt so far, it's just an effect, but that effect cannot be found from anywhere because it's a product because of the causes coming together. It's a product because of it's an effect that that manifests because of the reaction, because of the flow, because of the process that drives the world. So your world is an effect, ladies and gentlemen. If you try to find the effect from somewhere else, ladies and gentlemen, you already have that effect. You don't have to go there and find, because right at this moment you have that effect. Now what you're trying to do is you project that effect to something, a materialistic object, something material. But the funny thing is, ladies and gentlemen, that material object is also a manifestation in your mind. So this bottle is a manifestation in your mind, even though you say this is a bottle, so you can see in the outside world, but that is also your mind, ladies and gentlemen. For example, let's say river flows. River flows, and river, what is the point that we call that when river enters to the sea? So river enters to the, like, that's the place that river enters to the sea. The whole the water that comes through the river enter to the sea. So estuary. Okay. Like, ladies and gentlemen, you are like the estuary. That position. You don't know what comes from the river, but every moment there's some flow at the estuary. When river comes, there's a flow at estuary. That means always there's a flow, always there's a consciousness, always there's a flow of water, always there's a flow of energy. Does this make sense? Right now, experience, do you feel fragmented experience or continuous experience? Do you feel like, do you feel that this, like, fragmented, it's like flickering experience, or your experience is continuously smooth sailing, like without any blocks, without any separations, without any like spaces between this experience and this experience? You feel continuous. That means, ladies and gentlemen, you feel continuously that feelings are generating continuously. Actually, not feelings. This is feeling. Because feeling, ing. See, we have that word, ladies and gentlemen. We didn't see that. Why feeling? Because it's ling. It's continuous. It's not feelings. It's not a noun. It's a verb. Today I found that. I should be like Christopher Columbus, who found feeling. It's not feelings, it's feeling, because feeling is actually a same ling, but continuously happening. Continuously, your sensing business happens. This is exactly happening to you, right? This is what exactly your experience is continuously processing, continuously flowing, continuous flow, without any interruptions, without any blocks, without any gaps. This is what you experience, this is what you feel. Ladies and gentlemen, when this river contaminated with mud, the estuary will be always like what? Will there be pure water or will there be mud water? There will be mud color water. That means that water molecules are not mud color, ladies and gentlemen. There are mud particles plus water particles. Likewise, ladies and gentlemen, whatever that you feel right now, that feeling has ignorance. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, you feel a difference between this and luckily I have something to survive this. This is completely different to this, ladies and gentlemen. This is a water bottle, this is a bunch of flowers. But for Arhatun Hanse, for those who enlighten, ladies and gentlemen, he doesn't feel at all there are two things or there are one thing, because he knows that this is an experiencing business that happens like an engine, and this is also an experience business that happens. There are no things exist, ladies and gentlemen. It's an experiencing business that continuously flows. But of course, in the recognition process, there are data. What is that data says? This is a flower, but this is a flower is like a mirage. In a mirage, you can see water, you perceive water, if you know the mirage, if you know it's a mirage, then you know water is not there. So it's a mirage. That means it's not what it says. Richmond is not Richmond, he is poor. Richmond, the name that you have given Richmond because he is rich. No, even though he's poor, we can give him Richmond because it's a name, just a covering. It doesn't bear anything. It doesn't hold anything. It doesn't contains any value. Right? Just a name. Likewise, flower bunch of flower, a bouquet is a name. Is a name. That name doesn't have any name. Sorry, the name doesn't have any meaningfulness. Ladies and gentlemen, now tell me if this is the case. All the names that you have given are just mere names, and they don't have any meaning any at all. That's why you can find in the Buddha's textbooks that this world is meaningless world. This world doesn't have a core. This world is futile. This world is fruitless. I mean, it's not something, it's pointless. It's not doing, it's not worth, it's not, it's like let's give up. Let's put it away. I mean, this is not something that Buddha has meant, ladies and gentlemen. And give up everything and come and ordain, this is very sad world, so you don't have to. Let's get free food when you go arms. Don't think like that. Buddha has said in that way. Buddha has explained this, ladies and gentlemen. Even though you feel a difference, even though you feel this is a hand and this is a flower, but even in the material world, there's no complete difference at all, ladies and gentlemen, because this is an aggregation of energy. This is also an aggregation of energy. This what you feel is also an energy process. This what you feel is also an energy process. Ladies and gentlemen, your mind is always taking different shapes. Your minding process is taking different shapes, different patterns. That's why you can see different things, because your mind is like that water flows in the river, but that water, when it hits stones, it creates beautiful, right, patterns, different patterns, but it's the same water. It flows because of the blocks, because of the stones in the middle of the ocean, middle of the river. It creates different patterns. So I'm taking different examples, so you will feel this. It takes different patterns. It creates different formations. But even though you have different formations, this is just your experience, ladies and gentlemen. That experience cannot be at different entities, because this is also energy, that is also energy. Energy, 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 energy. Everywhere is an energy cloud. Do you understand up to this? Let's say because of the weather, because of the cold season, the river get the what do you call, like, it's icy river. It's ice on the surface. Do you have ice or still water? Ladies and gentlemen, it's not still water, but still water molecules are there. Yes, of course, it's still water because of the ice, because of the temperature, right? But actually, it's water. It's water. Likewise, even though this is a bottle experience, and where's my survivor? Savior. This is the flower experience. Flower experience completely. There's no different experience called flower experience than the bottle experience, because experience is an experience is an experience is an experience. There's no difference at all with this experiencing business. Ladies and gentlemen, when you experience that you are the experience, when you experience you are the experience. See, I don't know if I have words to explain this, ladies, and I'm sorry about this. When you experience you are the experience, now you are the almighty God, ladies and gentlemen, because you become the nature. Now you have all the powers. Shall I tell you something? Even though we explain like this, actually there's no problem at all in this world. Even though you fail, even though you sense, even though you have felt like this, right? Now tell me honestly, what is the ignorance? You have a feeling that there's a fixedness, fixed entity, fixed. You have an understanding that there are fixed things, and it is unique, and it can be done. Uniqueness, fixedness is there. Uniqueness, fixedness is there. Do you understand? But in the world, this is just an aggregation of same energy. This is just an aggregation of same energy. These are just atoms. This is also atoms. Atoms means atoms means atoms means atoms means whatever that here. Atoms, atoms, atoms. I have so many things here. Atoms, and atoms, and atoms. That means energy, 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 energy. Do you understand that? All these are just aggregation of energy. Good. Now, what are you searching for? Something fixed, something unique, something exists. Would like one thing, particular thing, one thing. What did I say just before, just like moment ago? Everywhere you can see energy, 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 energy. So, ladies and gentlemen, do you have to search something because it's already there? Something. There's a one thing, one particular thing exists. You don't have to create anything because that's the thing. Ladies and gentlemen, energy is everywhere. Is energy, isn't it? Everywhere you can see energy, that's energy, that's energy. So that energy is fixed, isn't it? You know that? Everywhere in the world, you are searching for fixedness. But anyway, it's fixed. You don't have to search for it. You don't have to create new thing because it's there. You just have to know. You just have to realize what you're searching for is actually there. You don't have to search because you are also that part of that. Not part of that, you are. You know, this is why, ladies and gentlemen, in the Buddhist textbook, you will find world is anicca dukkha anatta. Nibbana is nicca sukha atta. Nibbana nicca sukha atta. World is anicca dukkha anatta. That means world means this dukkha characteristic. That means this aggregation, but aggregated no beingness. It's there or it's always in dynamic equilibrium. Remember that we discussed about the energy flow. Remember that we discussed that this is not actually fixed entity, because the energy always flows. If that is the case, now, I mean, we have seen what is fixed then. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not this, the cloth is fixed, but energy, being the state of this energy, that is fixed, ladies and gentlemen. Everywhere you can see fixed energy. Fixed energy means not fixed energy. This is an analogy, right? I can give you it. You don't have to search for happiness. Happiness is there with you. The moment that you search for happiness, you lose the happiness. Right? Let's say we got rid of all these bonds. Let's say we dissolve all the bonding energy everywhere in the world, including your mental world, including your minds. Everywhere, let's say we evaporated all the water on the earth. There's a huge sun came, and you like evaporated all the reservoirs, all the water on the surface of the earth, and like there's no water at all on the earth. Now they are just chaotic water. That's one water out there. There's no water from river, there's no water from sea, there's no water from waterfall, there's no water from whatever fall. No, that water is water is water is water. That's the water. Likewise, if we get rid of all the bonds out of this world, ladies and gentlemen, this world will be just chaotic, free energy. Does this make sense? There are no different forms, shapes, but just energy. Okay, now tell me what you're searching for. Something fixed, something unique, something special. Yes, of course, ladies and gentlemen. Now, energy is unique everywhere, energy is special. Now, energy, being energy, is always fixed, because you can't create something out of energy. So, that is the ultimate destination of, that's the release. What a relief, ladies and gentlemen. Even right now, even though they aggregated, they didn't create a flower here. Still, energy is energy is energy, even though you interpreted it as a flower. These two atoms cannot create a flower, ladies and gentlemen. Still, atoms are atoms. Still, electrons are electrons. It cannot create an electron. Energy aggregation, but cannot create a completely different thing. Still, energy in the state of energy. Does this make sense? Energy in transition, energy at flow. The chaoticness is the fixedness. You know, the chaotic nature is the fixedness. There's no form at all. There's no proper form. There's no specific way. Have you came across this teaching, like anicca means what? There's no way. There's no proper way. There's no this way or that way. So every way is okay way. That way is actually, every way is okay way. Okay way. Actually, I didn't speak Dharma yet. This is still in the surface. But the thing is, we can't speak Dharma, ladies and gentlemen. Dharma is what you sense. When we speak through these words, ladies and gentlemen, you can sense what I mean. Slowly, now try to understand this. if we get rid of the bonding energy, will there be flowers? No. Let's create the bonding energy back. Is there a flower? Ladies and gentlemen, still no. But this looks like a flower. Looks like a flower doesn't mean it's that. It is that. Can you see there's a drink bottle? What, something juice I think here. Hmm? Hmm? Can you see? Okay. Can you see? Is it the same thing or a different thing? This looks like this. That means this is the same thing. Is this thing? Looks like means looks like doesn't cannot create that thing. Likewise, looks like a flower doesn't mean it's a flower, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, throughout your recognition process, you recognize always looks like cases. I can proudly say, I can't see Despina. It looks like Despina this moment because that moment Despina is exactly look like this moment Despina. So I can't say this is the same Despina, but looks like Despina. That doesn't mean it's the same. Likewise, ladies and gentlemen, in this world, these are just same, same energy. So you should be very happy that you shouldn't stop searching for this. You just have to realize it was there. You have ruined it by creating this artificial bonds and making this very complex problem. Now you have to come out from this complex problem now because that you haven't done anything at all after spending millions of years. What the hell we have done? You can see so many planets, so many skies, so many stars, and so many suns out there. All are just aggregation of energy. Nothing have ever created. I mean, we should be very sad as human nation, ladies and gentlemen, as human beings, as living beings, that we are actually we are. I mean, we just have to accept the defeat, ladies and gentlemen, that we tried maximum to create something, but nothing has ever created. You can see that, right? Everywhere you can see energy, 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 energy. That's it. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know whether you understand this. I have no idea, but this something makes sense to me. That's why I explained this. This is something that I'm contemplating these days. So you are just I because I can't see you, you can't see me. I know that there's some people gathered here, but I don't know whether they understand this or not as the way that I understand. But I just keep telling because I know that you will sense this as well at some point because you just have to keep listening and doing merits. Ladies and gentlemen, even when you understand this, the pain that you experience, the excruciating pain that you will experience, let's say, if you even though you experience an excruciating pain, ladies and gentlemen, you won't feel the way that you felt before enlightenment, right? Right at this moment, because of the ignorance, the pain is accumulating. You feel, I am experiencing a pain throughout some time. But When you understand this, pain is only that you experience in that momentary moments. Actually, you can't say it's moment, it's a manifestation. You will experience the pain, but you won't experience the pain in your mind because of the bodily pain. Bodily pain is a tactile sensation that triggers the mental experience, but mind won't be pressurized because of the bodily pain. Normally, all the people who are in hospital with this pain, ladies and gentlemen, they feel I am in hospital with this bloody pain. Because of that, that mind suffers a lot because at mind feels because of the ignorance at that moment, this pain is something that coming from the leg that you have. Actually, we don't have a leg. There's a sense of a body, and the sense of a body keep giving the sense that it's there. At the same time, with in the part of that sensing process, excruciating pain signal is also triggering a mind like experience in the mind. There's a leg. Your leg is paining. Ah, give me 1 second. This bottle is not a bottle, it's a mirage. Mirage means you can see water, but there's no water. Likewise, you can feel the pain, but you know that pain is not something there that you feel. It's not something coming from the leg. The leg you experience is also an experience. The pain you experience is also an experience. How long it's there? Only that momentary moments, like it's not there for some time. Because of this understanding, ladies and gentlemen, when you're clearing out this, as a result of that, you won't feel the pain that you felt as you feel right now, right? The feeling plus the leg, both are energy.
Mm-hmm.
If you experience in that way, ladies and gentlemen, then you won't feel a difference at all with this world. That is the way to settle your mind without any agitation, even though at your deathbed. Because even though you feel that you're going to die, that there's no some person to die. Because the characteristic of a mirage you have realized. I mean, this is a journey. I'm taking you through the path, right? This is a journey. Like now, because now we have been listening to this 1 year, almost 1 year, I think, right? Day by day, we are tightening this up. We are talking about the same principle, but we are going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. More we go deeper, we feel the are you feel suffering, or do you feel relief, release, relaxation? Ladies and gentlemen, you feel the relaxation, relief. That's why you come here. Otherwise, you won't come here. I mean, you don't have to come here every Monday because see Swami says, poor Swami say we should be there because he. You should feel there's a difference in your life living patterns, ladies and gentlemen. The way you judge, the way you see the world, the way you feel the world, the way you judge the world, all these things, right? This has to be changed. You need to understand that. You need to feel that. Ladies and gentlemen, now I must say this. Now you are getting a good era and time, because now Swami Hans is going to visit to your places. So I won't be coming to Perth and Adelaide. Sorry for that, because I have to go to Sri Lanka on 24th of December. But anyway, so because you don't want to look at Mona Lisa, because when the Da Vinci is here, So Da Vinci will be accompanied with me, Mona Lisa. So you get the maximum out of Da Vinci rather than Mona Lisa, because Da Vinci can create another Mona Lisas out of you. So let's paint that picture rather than looking at the Mona Lisa and copy pasting from the Mona Lisa. So you can consult Da Vinci and how he drew the Mona Lisa. Likewise, so Da Vinci can create someone like Mona Lisa, so he can photocopy the Mona Lisa without any copyright issues, because he is the father, he is the creator. So let's see. So ladies and gentlemen, uh, this coming starting from 12th, Guru Hamdro will be visiting in Australia and New Zealand. So first we will have a session, 13th, 14th, 15th, a single session for people, like 3-day retreat. But at the Devashis and Nilanchan and all these people get benefits out of Guru Hamdro. On 15th, so we have a 1-day retreat, English retreat, for you people, for our detoxers. So yes, so I'll be flying from Italy on 12th. I'll be there on 14th afternoon, and then 15th, we have full day Auckland program, and 16th, 15th night I will be flying to Christchurch. 16th we have full day Christchurch program, and 17th we have full day Invercargill program. I don't know whether you have someone in Invercargill. So Guru Handra won't be visiting Christchurch and Invercargill, but there will be a session in Brisbane on 16th of November. Am I right? English sermon, right? So you can visit there. So it's a lot happening, ladies and gentlemen. So after that I will be flying back to Brisbane to meet Guru Hamdro, and then we will fly to India for 4 days. Again, back to the other side of the world. So I mean, this is, I don't know, I mean, this is what planned. But yes, and after that we'll come back to Brisbane again and start the journey across the Australia, the other states, New South Wales, Canberra, Victoria, Adelaide, Hobart, sorry, I missed it, Hobart, and Perth. So get the maximum out of this. This is something good time that you're going to like, because always take the maximum out of this. Not only meet Guru Hamdro, but you know that I found that Mr. Ashad Mathia, who is the chief organizer in Sydney, he told me that people, for the singular retreat, the people who going to offer food, right, the offer food for devote, like the people who are participating, who observe 10 precepts, right, there are people from this group is going to singular retreat just to offer food for the people who participate in that singular retreat. So that's a good sign, because when Guru Hamdru sees you guys, definitely he will start speaking in English. So I bet that it will become not singular retreat, it will become an English retreat. So doesn't matter whether whether you, if you have time, please come there. So it will automatically turn into English retreat, because our people can understand English as well. So you can see so many single people here. They are also coming to the Sunday sermon and also coming to here. And I don't know whether they understand this or that, but anyway, they come here. So everybody can understand English. Otherwise, you can't stay in Australia and New Zealand without a knowledge on English. And this English is very simple English, and we don't have any rocket English. I don't speak in Guru Hamdra is even not speaking the Cambridge English, but this is Singlish, right? Not Queen's English. Anyway, you just have to understand the Dhamma, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know whether it's Italian, whether you are from the other continent, whether you speak the language that that in Amazon tribe, it doesn't matter. It happen. This is something you just have to understand. That's it. This is the game end. This is the way to end the game. Actually, you can explain them. They don't have to know any language, ladies and gentlemen. If you can connect with the teacher, somehow the teacher would be able to resonate your mind in the same frequency. You need only few words, because you know that I know that sometimes I made mistakes in grammar, and it's hell out of here. Like, I don't know that whether you understand this English, but somehow I speak. Somehow words coming to me. I don't know whether I speak in English or I don't know. I can't remember now. I speak in English or Italian. That's why I remember I was explaining cornetto and chocolate. Now it's a mess there. But I guess I just continued whether you understand. I don't know because our mind is very super fast, ladies and gentlemen. Even though I said cornetto, even though you didn't know cornetto, let's say I said, this is croissant. So I don't have to say croissant. Even though I said cornetto, you feel croissant. Because croissant doesn't have croissant word. Croissant is a tagging that we use to take out the croissant experience. It's just an experience. Right? There was Sanai, everybody. May the blessings of the Noble Triple Gem be with you all.